Yeah, so something I wanted to do is after we add camera to the scene, we position the camera. We want to position it like 20Z. Yeah, 20Z, just because whatever we add to the scene, it spawns at 0, 0, 0. So we want to position it away from it so we can actually see what we're looking at. So okay, so now we still want to use Three.js, but now we want to make the actual 3D object, the protagonist of our scene, if you will, the big BLM letters that's going to be parading across our table or floor or whatever you keep your marker. So yeah, let's get to it. So first you gotta make a material, and a material in Three.js is basically like a color in a sense. Color, yeah, it's a color. that's what it is. I don't know how. There's nothing else to it. I was thinking if there was something else to it, but it was just a color. And also you have to make a geometry, which basically represents the geometrical information about this stuff. And the material and the geometry mashed together makes the shape. First, let's make the material. In order to do that, you use this function. Oh, why can't I type new? What is going on? So you use this function and you define a object, which is this is a color object, and this takes in a hexadecimal. If you want to see what hexadecimal you want to use, you can go to color hex. What is it called? Color hex. I don't know what's good with my typing right now. There's like a color hex wheel. Is it this? I mean, this could work, whatever, but I like to use the wheels because everything's too spread out on that. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Maybe it was this one. Yeah, something like this. It wasn't the one I was looking for, but something like this. And I go with like the light blue one because it kind of seems all cool and futuristic. So this is something I went with. I have my own color, so yeah. So mine is 0x32A89E. And then the next property is opacity, which should be, I said it's 0.15. I want the thing to look mostly transparent because that kind of makes it look realistic. Because without the transparency, it just seems like this weird blob without any shadowing. Like it doesn't have shadows in it. So making it transparent kind of makes it seem like a hologram. And it's there. So yeah. Okay, so now we need to make the actual geometry, and usually this is pretty easy, but for some reason Three.js, when you want to make a text geometry, which basically means the shape you're making is text, you have to use something called a font loader, which I mean it's not bad, but it's just kind of weird. So yeah, let's make that font loader. Let's make a variable called loader, and I don't know, okay, I was kind of confused if 3 was tree or not. So after we make our font loader, we want to call a function called loader.load, and this function takes in the font that we downloaded that time. And it's our good old friend Genitilis. So Genitilis, let's spell that right. Genitilis. We'll figure out. Typeface .json. And also the function takes in a function. And the parameter of the function is called font. And then within this function, you actually delineate the geometry you're using. So we're going to make a variable called geo. Geometry. And the function text geometry takes in two parameters. One is the actual text you're using, so BLM. If you wanted to, you can make a program that allows you to enter in the text, so you can kind of do this for, you can do the whole AR text floating thing for anything if you want, for any string. But I'm keeping mine as Black Lives Matter because, you know, like I said, some people seem to be having amnesia or something, because acting like they forgot. So these are just properties I'm filling out for the object. It's like a additional object you have to add for the text geometry, well, additional argument, which is an object, and the object takes in font, which is the function, which is the parameter of the function. I'm assuming when this function gets called, the font we provided, the load function, is just going to go into that function. So font is font. Size itself is how, well, I guess how big the text is. Right now I'm gonna increase that, put it at 2 maybe. A height, for some reason, it represents the depth of the, even though we do have depth, I don't know, the naming is weird, but the height of the text actually represents the thickness of the depth of the text. So should I put, 0.1 seemed cool, I think, and depth, we're just gonna put that as 1. So why is my, okay, yeah, I need a comma. So yeah, and so we make our object, and now we just want to add it into the scene. So my bad. First we want to make the mesh. Yeah, I knew those. I was kind of confusing something up. So we want to make mesh, and it's really just 3.mesh as a constructor, and you add the geometry parameter and a good mother of sweet Twizzler sticks. Okay, so geo material, and you have that, and then, you know, add that stuff. You deserve it. Okay, and yeah. Okay, so now we want to center the BLM stuff. Even though we haven't seen it, I know it's not centered because the position of, even though I said the stuff spawns at 0, 0, the position of the actual 3D model is at the top left, right? I mean, top left. I said top left, right? And it's at the top left. So that portion's at 0, 0. So yeah, our thing is weird. So that's cool. We want to basically shift it. So I'm gonna shift a certain amount at the moment. We have a size set, and we want to see how it looks. The sizes are gonna change, like things are gonna change, because when you're using AR camera, the camera is closer to the thing, because you're just closer to the marker, so it's gonna look really big when it's not really big in the 3D world and stuff. So don't really get too concerned about the sizes and the positions too much. Just, you know, it's all cool. It's all cool. So we wanna change the position, mesh dot position dot x plus equals. I want to plus equals it. Yeah, plus equals 0.5. Mesh dot position dot y minus equals. Well, I'm gonna keep it consistent. 0.5. Okay, now that's nice. It moves the position. After that, we want to initiate an animation. So we basically want to keep telling the window to keep rendering itself. The rendering window, keep rendering itself. Every frame, keep rendering. We want to see what's going on. So we want to make a animation function. So I'm gonna type this where animate blm equals function, and yeah. And at the moment, we're going to have, well, I guess 2 lines. So one is request animation frame, animates blm. And what this function does is it takes in a function, and it's like, okay, before this, because I think web browsers or JavaScript, I'm not sure, but there's another thread that deals with frame. So in that thread, before a frame ends, we want to, which is when another frame begins, we want to do some code. So anytime a frame is about to end, this code, request animation frame, runs this function. So as you can see, it's kind of, in a sense, it's kind of like a recursive function, but not really, in that it's not constantly calling itself, but it's basically saying that, okay, once we reach here, I want to call this function. But then when you call the function, it pushes the thing, it puts another like tick mark at the end of the next frame and says, okay, call it here. And basically, so for each frame, it does its stuff, and then for the next frame, it says, do this stuff here. And when that frame hits, it does its stuff. And it tells the next frame, do this stuff here. So, yeah. And then we want to render the scene. And in order to render the scene, you need this function, takes in these arguments, and bada bing, bada boom. Let's see how that works. I don't know. Probably gonna get some errors. I didn't get errors, but I don't see anything. Probably because the opacity is at. Maybe turn up the opacity to 1 actually. Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot one more thing. We're supposed to call. We're supposed to call this function animate yeah. So even though like this request animation whatever would call the function, you know, you gotta call it to get the stuff running, because at the moment nothing's calling it, so that's never going to be reached and stuff. So yeah. Let's see how it goes now. Okay, well there, see, we have something. And also, as you can see, the, what do you call it? The, man, I'm losing myself. The background color changes because I guess you render it, so you need to, yeah. Yeah. Anyways, it's there. You can see BLM. It's definitely there. I don't really like the Genitilius font because it doesn't look like something you would use for like a hologram. But I mean, it's whatever. We're using it, so we can increase the size so we can have a better look at it. Yeah, so there it is over there. It keeps moving. As I said, it's centered on, I mean, not centered, but its position point is at the top left, so that's where it keeps putting itself. But yeah, this is a 3D model. It's hard to tell because you can't really rotate it. Actually, give me a bit. I mean, you can't rotate it right now, but oh, I put that at the wrong place. And I think it made the wrong rotation. I was supposed to rotate it around there. Anyway, this is supposed to go into, if you want it to happen constantly, it's supposed to go into the animation thing. So okay, X means a problem. I don't know. Some softwares, they don't use axis, they just say it goes the direction. So it makes more intuitive sense to use axis. So anyways, use Y for it to rotate on its Y axis. Okay, well that's just crazy. So it's not Y, it's gonna rotate around. Oh, I'm so silly. The Y axis, actually no, I'm not silly. I don't know. One of these axes is it. I'm not sure which one is which. I'm not sure which one they're using. Okay, that's not what I'm going for either. So for my sake, hopefully it's X. It's so wacky. It looks like some wacky world. What the heck? I could have sworn I did that before. Didn't I put Y before? Anyways, yeah, this is what I'm trying to just show you guys. It's going a bit fast, but you can slow it down. This is just crazy. Yeah, so it's a 3D model. The thickness is small because we made it small, so it kind of looks 2D, but it's definitely a 3D model. In fact, let me increase the thickness a bit, because you know we like our letters thick. We can change this to 1 maybe. I'm not sure that's gonna work out. Yeah, okay, so yeah, that kind of shows more of how it's actually a 3D model. So yeah, this is our model that's going to be bouncing around. Yeah, I don't really like the font, to be honest. I might change it, I don't know, but I don't know. I really felt what was it called? I was really feeling Genitilius, but I don't know. But yeah, so now we just have to attach the AR components and we should be mostly ready to go. So yeah, I don't know if I'm ending this video now. Okay, yeah.